news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris. There's your closing bell for this Friday on Wall Street, where the dollar surged, bonds were mixed, and gold fell along with stocks. And we bring you those closing numbers each day here at Bloomberg. The S&P 500 losing 30 points, NASDAQ down 223 points. The Dow is down 178 points. The 10-year Treasury yield at 4.24%. The 2-year yield at 3.53%. Spot gold right now down about 10%, trading at less than $5,000 an ounce. This was its biggest daily decline since the early 1980s. Silver plunged more than 36% earlier in the trading day. Silver right now down about 28%. The sell-off sweeping through the broader metals markets. All of this triggered by the dollar rebounding after President Trump nominated Kevin Warsh to be the next Federal Reserve chairman. Now, Trump says Warsh has not committed to cutting interest rates, but he knows he wants to.
No, but we talk about it, and I've been following him, and I don't want to ask him that question. I think it's inappropriate, probably.
Fed Governor Stephen Myron says he expects Warsh will prove effective.
Chairman-designate Warsh has a long and illustrious career in history as a very insightful thinker on monetary policy. I think he's a fantastic pick.
Fed Governor Myron was on Bloomberg TV. Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic tells CNBC he doesn't really have a lot of experience with Warsh.
We'll just have to see how Mr. Warsh is in the role. You know, it's very interesting. So when I was getting ready to become Atlanta Fed President, I had one set of thoughts. And then when I became the president, you get to see things in a different way and different perspectives. So I actually expect that'll be exactly the same, maybe even magnified as a chair of Federal Reserve. And we'll just have to see how things play out.
This week was Bostic's last as a policymaker. He retires at the end of February. St. Louis Fed President Alberto Musalem says he is looking forward to seeing what Warsh brings to the job.
I've known Kevin Warsh for about 16 years now. He's exceptionally qualified for the position.
Musalem spoke at the University of Arkansas, and Arkansas Republican Congressman French Hill, chair of the House Ways and Means Committee, welcomes the nomination of Warsh.
Kevin's years of experience in financial markets as a former governor of the Fed, I think keenly have him knowledgeable of the responsibilities and the leadership needed to guide America's central bank. Then we need it confirmed and let them have some overlap and be able to work together.
Congressman French Hill was a guest on Bloomberg's Balance of Power. Republican Senator Tom Tillis says he'll continue to oppose the confirmation of any Federal Reserve nominee until the Justice Department's inquiry into the current Fed chair, Jay Powell, is resolved. He tells Bloomberg Surveillance Kevin Warsh is qualified, but that won't change his stance.
They're pursuing on the basis of criminal intent, testimony in a banking committee hearing that clearly had no criminal intent.
Tillis says protecting the independence of the Federal Reserve from political interference is non-negotiable. President Trump says if Tillis doesn't lift that block, he'll just wait him out. Tillis is not running for re-election. The Justice Department is releasing millions more pages of documents in connection with the late disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein in the government's latest move to comply with a new law that orders those files be made public. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche.
Today we are producing more than 3 million pages, including more than 2,000 videos and 180,000 images. In total, that means that the department produced approximately 3.5 million pages in compliance with the Act.
And Blanche also announced the Justice Department has opened a federal civil rights investigation into the death of Alex Preddy, the Minneapolis resident killed by Border Patrol officers. DHS officials say the FBI will lead that federal probe. Former CNN anchor Don Lemon was arrested in California last night in connection with a federal case stemming from a protest at a Minnesota church. Lemon was filming the demonstration as part of his own journalism program and walked into the church as protesters did, calling out the pastor for helping ICE with deportation efforts. Apple has lost at least 4 more of its AI researchers in recent weeks, with the staff headed to employers like Meta and Google DeepMind. The company has struggled to keep up with peers in the artificial intelligence race, and a decision to outsource some technology to Alphabet's Google has rankled staff. That's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris. This is Bloomberg.